Okay, so let's just dive right in. If you've, I don't know, opened a dating app, scrolled through TikTok, or just had brunch with friends in the last, what, 5 years?
Oh, at least.
You've heard the word narcissist.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It feels like the new go-to label for any bad ex, a difficult boss.
The guy at the gym taking too many mirror
That's
selfies.
totally. It's like, he didn't text me back. Narcissist. But the more I looked at this, this stack of research we have for today, the more I realized we toss the word around, but the reality of what's actually happening, the mechanics of it all, is so much more complex.
It's way more complex. And I think that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to move past the buzzword. We're not just going to list red flags.
Yeah.
We want to understand the mechanics.
Yes, the why.
The why. And we've got some heavy-hitting sources, clinical checklists from Talkspace, ThriveWorks. But the one I'm really excited about is this new study from the Journal of Personality.
The gift-giving study.
The gift-giving study. It's fascinating.
It's wild. I never thought a birthday present, or the lack of one, could be like a diagnostic tool. But before we get there, we have to lay some groundwork. We have to define what we're actually talking about. Because honestly, I sometimes wonder, I like praise. I like feeling special. Does that, put me on the spectrum?
Well, that's the key question, isn't it? And Dr. Craig Malkin, who's cited in the Talkspace material, makes this crucial point. Narcissism isn't an on-off switch. It's not you are or you aren't. It's a spectrum.
We're all on it somewhere.
To a degree, yes. The drive to feel special is it's a human trait. A little bit of it is healthy. It's what makes us want a promotion or, take care of ourselves. It fuels ambition.
Okay, so me wanting this to be the best deep dive ever doesn't mean I have a personality disorder.
No, that's just healthy drive. The problem, the line, is when you cross from having some narcissistic traits into full-blown narcissistic personality disorder or NPD.
And the difference is what? Just being more arrogant?
It's about functionality and flexibility. Someone with traits might be a jerk for a week when they're stressed. But if you say, hey, you really hurt my feelings, they can hear that. They can feel remorse. They can change.
Go.
Someone with NPD, it's a pervasive pattern. It's this deep-seated grandiosity, a total lack of empathy, and this constant, desperate need for admiration that actually messes up their life. And the real kicker, they almost never see it as their problem.
So in their own movie, they're always the hero. If something goes wrong, it's everyone else's fault.
Precisely. The literature boils it down to two core pillars. First, there's egocentric exceptionalism, this deep, primal need to feel superior.
I'm better than you.
Right. And second is social selfishness, which is where the lack of empathy and, frankly, the hostility comes from.
And your feelings don't matter. Wow, that is a seriously dangerous mix.
It's the engine that drives the whole relationship cycle, which, as the sources point out, is incredibly predictable. It's almost like a script.
Yeah, let's walk through that timeline, because I think this is where it's going to click for a lot of people. It starts with the idealization phase, or love bombing.
Love bombing. But it's so much more than just buying flowers. This is the trap.
Okay, how so?
In the beginning, you are showered with everything. Praise, attention, gifts. You feel like you've been chosen, like you finally met your soulmate. But the mechanism at play isn't just enthusiasm. It's mirroring.
Mirroring?
Yeah.
Like they're copying me.
Think about it. You mention on a first date you love 19th century French poetry.
Suddenly they're an expert on Rimbaud.
Exactly. Or you say you value family, and suddenly they are the most family-oriented person you've ever met. They're reflecting your ideal self back at you.
That is actually chilling. So you're not falling in love with them.
You're falling in love with a curated version of yourself. And that's why it feels so powerful, so intense. They're becoming exactly what you need to get you hooked.
And once you're hooked...
Then comes phase 2, devaluation. And this is rarely sudden. It's not like a switch flips. It's insidious. The criticism starts to creep in, but it's disguised as helpful advice.
Oh, that's familiar. I'm just telling you this because I care about you. I just want you to be your best self.
Exactly. And this is where gaslighting comes in. The term gets overused, but here it's specific. It's about twisting reality. It's denying things they said. You get upset about something hurtful and they say, you're too sensitive, or I never said that.
They're chipping away at your sanity.
And your memory.
Yeah.
And then the Talkspace checklist mentions this other tactic, selective associations.
Right. The comparison game.
It is. They start comparing you to other people, maybe a perfect ex. They only want to associate with high-status people, and they make you feel like you're dragging them down if you're not constantly propping up their ego.
So you're just constantly scrambling, trying to get back to that initial high of phase 1.
A race you can never win, which leads to phase 3, the discard. This is when you're no longer serving their ego needs. It can be a sudden ghosting or just a brutally cold goodbye.
You're used up, so you're thrown out.
Until phase 4.
The hoovering. Please don't tell me it's named after the vacuum cleaner.
It is 100% named after the vacuum cleaner. The goal is to suck you right back in.
Ugh. But why? If they decided you were useless, why come back weeks or months later?
They need supply, that validation, that attention. If a new source falls through or they just feel their ego dip, they'll circle back. Take apologies, talking about the good old days. I've changed. You know the drill.
And you're so starved for that affection from the good times that you want to believe it?
Wow.
Okay, but let's pivot, because this cycle is so emotional and confusing. But this study from the Journal of Personality, this feels like forensic evidence. Words can be twisted, but a gift or no gift is a concrete action.
This study is incredible. It's by Kirk, Setakeeds, and Jeevy. They looked at how narcissism really impacts the simple act of giving a gift. But to get it, we have to add a layer to our definition. We have to look at 2 different strategies narcissists use.
Okay, hit me with them. What are the 2 types?
Narcissistic admiration and narcissistic rivalry.
Admiration and rivalry. Okay, break that down for me.
Think of admiration as like the charismatic Instagram influencer type. It's the bright side. They're charming. They're self-promoters. They want you to look at them and say, wow, you're amazing. They thrive on applause.
Got it. The star of the show.
Yeah.
So what's the rivalry type?
That's the dark side. Think of the brooding movie villain who thinks everyone else is an idiot. They are self-protective, hostile. They put other people down. They don't want applause so much as they want dominance. They see closeness as a threat to their superiority.
So one wants to be lifted up to feel special, and the other wants to push everyone else down to feel special.
That's a great way to put it. So here's what the study found. The admiration type, the charmers, they're likely to give gifts.
Well, that sounds nice on the surface. Look what a great partner I am with this big, flashy gift.
It seems nice. But the motive is self-promotion. The study found they overwhelmingly prefer giver-centric gifts.
Giver-centric, so gifts that are actually about them.
Yes, gifts that show off their taste, their status, buying you tickets to a concert they want to see, buying you art that fits their apartment, not yours.
Ah, okay. It's a happy birthday, here's proof I have great taste kind of gift.
Exactly. But here's the detail from the research that just floored me. They are significantly less likely to give recipient-centric gifts. The study used crystal glasses as an example. The admiration types did not want to give glasses that were customized with the recipient's initials.
Wait, what? Putting the initials on it is what makes it a thoughtful gift. Why would they not want to do that?
Because if the glasses have your initials, the spotlight is on you. If they're just fancy, expensive glasses, the spotlight is on the giver's generosity and good taste, a gift that's truly about the other person. It doesn't reflect the glory back onto them.
Wow. That's so specific and so petty. It's such a subtle thing, but it says everything.
It's transactional generosity. But if you think that's bad, let's look at the rivalry type.
The hostile, brooding ones? Let me guess, they just don't give gifts at all.
For the most part, yes. They're less likely to give gifts because they see it as an act of connection and warmth. And for the rivalry type, closeness is a threat.
Right. I don't need you. I don't owe you anything.
But here's the exception they found. And this is the part that drives partners insane. The study showed they were less likely to give a birthday gift to a best friend, but were just as likely to give one to a typical acquaintance.
Hold on, stop. You're telling me they won't buy a present for their own partner, but they will for, like, a random coworker?
Yes.
That makes zero sense. Why would you treat a stranger better than the person you claim to love?
Yeah. It feels like it makes no sense, but it's perfectly logical for them. Giving a gift to a distant acquaintance is just a social obligation. It's surface level, there's no threat of real intimacy. But giving a gift to your partner implies a bond. It implies vulnerability. It says, you matter to me, and that's the very thing the rivalry type is defending against.
That is just it's heartbreaking because you're sitting there on your birthday feeling totally unloved, and then you see them bring a nice gift to a dinner party for someone they barely know.
And the confusion it creates is immense. You start thinking, what did I do wrong? Am I not important enough? But the study shows it's not an accident. It's a defense mechanism.
It all just goes back to manipulation, even if it's subconscious. And that brings us to the impact of all this, because this isn't just about a few bad birthdays. This is real emotional damage.
Absolutely. The sources talk about trauma bonding. It goes back to that cycle. The highs of the love bombing are so high, and the lows of the devaluation are so low, that your brain actually forms a chemical attachment.
Like an addiction.
It's chemically very similar. You become addicted to the person who is causing you pain because they're also the only one who can relieve it. And that creates this massive cognitive dissonance. You're trying to reconcile the charming person from the start with the cruel person you're seeing now.
And your brain just keeps trying to solve that puzzle.
Huh.
If I just do this one thing differently, I can get the nice version back.
Which is why just leaving is so incredibly hard. You're breaking an addiction while simultaneously questioning your own reality.
So if someone's listening to this and having that horrible, oh my God, moment of recognition, what do the experts say is the way out?
The number one thing across all their sources is boundaries. But we have to be realistic. Dr. Tracy Hutchinson says narcissists are emotionally immature. They have tantrums. So you can't just set a boundary and expect them to respect it.
You have to enforce it.
You have to enforce it. And that phrase kept coming up. No is a complete sentence.
I love that idea, but wow, it seems terrifying in practice.
Yeah.
If you say no to a narcissist, they're not just going to go, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know.
Oh, not at all. You have to expect major resistance. To them, a boundary is a personal attack. It's an insult. It's you trying to control them. So when you say no, the bad behavior might actually get worse before it gets better. It's called an extinction burst.
Like a toddler screaming louder right before they give up.
Exactly like that. And you also have to be ready for future faking.
Oh, that's a big one. What is that?
That's when they sense you're really pulling away, so they suddenly promise you the future you've always wanted. I'll go to therapy. We'll finally take that trip. I'll stop doing the thing that hurts you. They sell you a fantasy to keep you locked in the miserable present.
It's just a carrot on a stick.
A carrot that's always just out of reach. In a healthy relationship, change happens now. In a narcissistic one, change is always about to happen.
That's such a clear distinction, action versus promises. Okay, so if we pull the lens back on all of this, the cycle, the gift giving, the whole thing, what's the big takeaway?
I think when you synthesize all of it, you realize that narcissism, whether it's the flashy admiration type or the hostile rivalry type, is a defense mechanism. It's all designed to prop up a deeply fragile sense of self. Everything they do is about them.
It was never about the partner.
It was never about you. And that is the hardest, but also the most freeing thing to accept. The confusion you feel, the why did they get me this generic gift instead of the personal one I asked for? That confusion is actually predictable. You're not crazy.
It reframes the whole question. It stops being, why wasn't I good enough?
That is the wrong question. The real question isn't, why wasn't I enough? It's what purpose was I serving for them?
Oof, that hits hard. But it also kind of lets you off the hook.
It does, because think about it. Whether it's the lavish, self-serving gift or the conspicuous absence of a gift, the behavior reveals everything about their motivations and almost nothing about your worthiness. You are a prop, and you can always choose to walk off the stage.
Wow. That is a powerful place to end. We've covered a lot.
It's heavy stuff, for sure. But, understanding the mechanics, that's the first step to breaking the cycle.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully this gives all of you a new lens to look through. Thanks for diving deep with us.
My pleasure.
We'll see you next time.